So one of my favorite builds that I use for a long time has been my Predator's Mark. Now this build is a build that I have been making for almost like every major patch, right, where things change a lot. So with the tile update 20, I had to make this build again. Now funny thing, and actually important thing, this was my go-to farming build for 5 directives. Before the one-shot snipers, this is what I used to use to farm 5 directives, because with the 5 directives you get that pistolero where you only get ammo by using your sidearm. But with this build I almost have like infinite ammo if I play right, if I can keep my damage going, and that's what I do with this build. Let's take a look at this control point, the choke, level 4, right? Let's see what I can do with this. So let's see. Now I do have already the build activated. I was just playing another control point, and you can see I have that much damage, right? Now it's very straightforward damage, but you have to activate. I'm gonna show you guys how you can activate it. But once you have activated the build, this is what the build does. You basically have an infinite amount of ammo as long as you play right and kill them with one magazine, or while they have that that status effect. And that's what we're trying to do, right? And that's what we can do. Now we are able to hit 4 millions on this build, very easy. See, they're coming from that side, right? Let's put that right there. See, 1 million right there. There is another variant of we can use in here with different backpack. I'll show you guys in a minute too. But I do like to use the memento for that survivability a lot better, because I play solo the most, and I'm advocate for the memento backpack being the best backpack for solo players, right? Oh, there. Oh, right there. This guy. Okay. Right there. And we don't even have the full memento stacks yet, and we're hitting 4. We are able to hit 4 millions already. I think they are spawning in the back. Let's go in the back. Let's grab some stacks, so we're gonna have about half of memento stacks. $1 million. Again, I have the pistolero, but I'm using a main weapon, almost like if I have a lot of ammo. Because, well, I do have a lot of ammo because of this build, right? But usually, if you don't have a build like this, you have to use a build that uses the sidearm. Oh, let's get in cover right here. Wait, what the hell? I didn't mean to do that. That was a mistake. I did not mean to do that. Fat fingers, they say, right? Okay. Let's get this guy right here. And also with the memento, right, I don't have to worry about my using medkit so much. I use it when I need to, but not like every time, right? Because my armor will come back. See, and very easy. I'm not using the shield also. I mean, the shield, that's that's dependent on the player. Some people like using the shield. I always say this, I see no reason to use the shield on I got a exotic out of that. I don't use a shield because I don't see a reason to use the shield on heroic content. On legendary, yes. On heroic content, there is many ways you don't need to use a shield, but that's up to you guys. And with that said, so let's talk about the start of the show. What makes this build even better on this style update 20? The AKM. Now, the AKM has a base damage of 67.2k per bullet. The black market AKM has a 65.7k per bullet base damage. And last but not least, the military AKM also has 65.7k damage per bullet. These are the 3 AK that we have in the game, 3 AKMs, and the one that I am using, which is the AKM, just AKM, this one has 67.2k per bullet, which is the highest on between all of them. But that's not the only difference they have between them. So another difference, if we compare them side by side, right, we can see right here on the right side, we have the AKM, on the left side, the black market AKM. So if I scroll down, the black market AKM has a slight better stability compared to the AKM. Also, scrolling down more, the AKM, the one that I'm using on this build, has one less mod slot, which is the muzzle. It does not have a mod slot for the muzzle, and all of the 2 other ones, the black market and also the military AKM, they have 4 mod slots, and also the military also has a slight better stability. Now, speaking of the mods, the 3 mod slots that I have on this, I have them equipped mostly with crit chance. So on the scope, I have the 5% crit chance. On the underbarrel, we have the 5% crit chance, and then on the magazine we have that plus 20 rounds with a minus 10% reload speed. And the skin, obviously, we have the crystalline skin. That's a custom skin only for the AK-47 skin. Even though it says AK-47 skin, it's only applicable for this variant itself, the AKM. Okay, let's take a look at the rest of the build. So on this build, I do have it with the attribute damage target of cover, the 3rd attribute in there. That's the one that I recommend the most. And then on the talent, we are using Sadist. Now, this is obvious because the build that we are using will apply bleed all the time. So Sadist amplifies weapon damage by 20% to bleeding enemies, and that's why we're using Sadist. And then for the rest of the build, we can see we have 4 ongoing directives gear set, 1 Chaska, and the Memento backpack. For the ongoing directive, it gives you that 15% status effect, the 30% reload speed, which is quite nice, and also the rule of engagement talent, which is basically you shoot an enemy that has a status effect, you will gain that hollow point ammo. And that hollow point ammo is what I'm saying, that we're gonna be having that as an infinite ammo. You only have to activate it once we shoot an enemy, any enemy with a status effect. We have that hollow point ammo, which is gonna amplify our damage, and once we kill an enemy with a status effect, we'll gain a new full clip of hollow point ammo. So we can keep that going, kill enemies with status effect, get a full clip of hollow point ammo, kill another enemy with a full status effect, and we're gonna get more hollow point ammo. So it's an infinite way of getting ammo. Now, for the stats of each piece, all of them will have core attribute weapon damage, attribute will be crit damage, and crit chance mods. The glove is going to be again core weapon damage, attribute crit damage. The knee pad is going to be also the core weapon damage, attribute crit damage. And last but not least, for the holster, core weapon damage, attribute critical hit damage. So next thing in here on the chest piece, we have the chest piece that gives us that 10% crit chance, and then we have all red core attribute and attributes in here with the talent obliterated, which is another 25% weapon damage. Now for the backpack, I have the Memento backpack, but you do have a couple choices in here. I know a lot of you guys are gonna mention the Anarchist cookbook, which I do not recommend because it's not the best option. You can use it whatever you want, but first reason I do not recommend it because the perfect wicket and the regular wicket, right, the difference between them is just because the perfect wicket has 27 seconds duration while the wicket has 20 seconds duration. But we do not care about that because every time you apply a status effect to an enemy, that counting will reset. So it's gonna add another 20 seconds right from after you applied that bleed. So with that said, we are always applying a bleed the first time we shoot an enemy. So another reason is that the golden gear gives you 10% status effect. We do not care about that also because we're not killing with them with the status effect. I don't care about how long the status effect is lasting. I am caring about having more damage because I'm killing them with the bullet. And that status effect, that bleed, is just to activate the hollow point. That's it. So with that said, with the Grupo Sombra, I will get a 15% critical hit damage instead of just 10% status effect, that's just status effect. Now with that said, you might be asking, well, Magans, why are you saying about Grupo Sombra if you are using the Memento? That's because Grupo Sombra with the regular Wicked is another option that you can go for if you want to go straight damage. But in my case, as you guys know, as a solo player, I play a lot of legendary solo. I am an advocate of the Memento backpack because this backpack is just, in my opinion, best backpack for solo players. It gives you so much for your build because it gives you, once you have all of those stacks, it gives you weapon damage, bonus armor, skill efficiency, and then the second part of this backpack gives you skill efficiency, armor regeneration, which is what I'm looking for, and weapon damage for 300 seconds, which is a 5-minute duration. So yeah, I'm using the Memento. The damage difference, it's not much, but obviously with the Grupo Sombra and the Wicked talent, you'll get a higher damage on your build. For specialization, we went with the gunner specialization, and also this is important because the gunner has this right here, supply line. It regenerates 10% of total ammo capacity every 60 seconds, and that's how we get that initial ammo before we start the fight. So we only have to wait like 60 seconds, and then once we get in fight, once we get that ammo, we'll have that hollow point ammo giving us infinite ammo over and over again. So that's why I like using gunner on this build. For the skills and here, whatever you want to use, I do recommend, if you do want to start the build and get that status effect, I recommend going with the hive, the stinger hive, because it applies a bleed, and that's all you need. You need to throw the stinger hive out there, apply the bleed for the first time, and then after that you don't even need to use it anymore, because you have the hollow point ammo, and that's it. In my case, I do not care about that. I can just wait for the weapon itself to give me that bleed, because after 4 kills, or I can shoot the enemies where they have a weak point that's gonna apply a status effect, or I can shoot a barrel that has the fire. I can start a fire and shoot them. There's many ways of applying status effect. That's what I'm saying. If you want to use a skill that applies a status effect to start the build, that's fine. If you do not want that, there's other ways to apply the status effect to start the build. Taking a look at the stats, on this AKM, I have 54% crit chance, 105% crit damage, 75% headshot damage. There is no armor damage, 21% health damage, and there is a 10% damage target out of cover that does not show in here on these weapon stats. And that's it, everybody. That's all I got for you guys for today on this video. Let me know what you guys think of this video, what you guys think of this build. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you enjoy, a like on it would be super appreciated. Subscribe for more Division content, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Take care, everybody.